Hi, it's Vex, and today is the day we have our Tiamat Commander. That's right. We've opened C17, Draconic Domination, in anticipation for Tiamat. We'll unfortunately we'll use like 19 cards, including Soul Ring, Command Tower. But anyways, we've made our Tiamat deck. We're excited. Can't wait to play. This is an amazing deck. Our first deck tech from Adventures of the Forgotten Realm. I know it took a while because it took forever to get this shipped because I did not open this. I was very upset, but it's here. So Tiamat is a Wooburg commander, 2 in Wooburg, so 7 mana value total. A legendary creature, dragon god, of course, is the god of dragons. Why? Because it's got flying, like all dragons. It looks like a Hydra dragon, actually. And when Tiamat, I think it's Tiamat. Did I say Tiamat? I think Tiamat enters the battlefield. If you cast it, so only one cast, search your library for up to 5 dragon cards not named Tiamat that each have different names. Reveal them, put in your hand, and shuffle. Basically, search your library for 5 dragons if you cast Tiamat. Because it's EDH, we're playing a singleton format. There's not a lot of tokens, actually. Only 3 different ones. I have the Tiamat art card with the stats. Level 30 challenger right there. Got some dragons, 2 different types of dragons, 5, 5, 6, 6. And treasure. That's it. So, as I was building this Tiamat deck, I added 30, 35 dragons, and I thought to myself, hey, why do I really want 30, 35 dragons when literally my commander, when you play your commander from the command zone, it says draw 5 dragons. I'm probably going to get, 5 of the same dragons every time or, similar dragons. I actually don't need to randomly draw dragon cards from the deck because my commander literally says draw 5 dragons. So I'm like, well, if I don't need 30 some dragons, because usually tribal commanders you need tons of that tribe so you can draw it randomly. Tiamat, you don't need tons of it because you literally get it from your commander. So what I've done is I've decreased from 35 dragons all the way down to 16 dragons in a deck, 1 dragon in the command zone, only 17 total dragons. So our game plan is to basically ramp really, really hard, and super hard, even ramp some more. Our deck is basically 50 plus ramp cards, maybe 60 ramp cards, to get Tiamat out into the battlefield, draw your 5 dragons, and then play those 5 dragons as quick as possible, maybe 2 a turn. So, yeah, I know a lot of people will be thinking, Vex, why don't you just load your deck up with tons of dragons and play dragons? I'm like, well, your commander is a dragon tutor, so why even bother loading up with some fluff dragons when you can play, the best dragons? Of course, I have my choice of dragons. You're welcome to play more dragons, less dragons, or do whatever dragons you want. But this is a general template of what dragons that I like to play. All right, let's check those 16 dragons out. I like to grant some dragons haste, so we have the classic Dragon Lord Kolaghan, and then it's really cool. I know some of these dragons you might not have heard of, so I'm going to read some of them. It's Rakdos Dragon, 4 black, red, flying haste. Other creatures you control have haste, so essentially everybody else has haste, even including dragons. And then when an opponent casts a creature or planeswalker spell with the same name as card in their graveyard, that player loses 10 life. That text is completely irrelevant. But if you have a persistent petitioner's deck, this piece of text becomes extremely relevant. Which, somebody I know does have one of those decks. So, you can just jam Kolaghan and be like, haha, when you cast a persistent petitioner, you take 10 to the face. Here. Okay, then we have Karathas, Tyrant of Jund. This is a Jund creature, of course, has the word Jund on it. 4 in Jund, so 7 mana value, flying haste. When it enters the battlefield, gain control of all dragons, then untap all dragons. Now, gotta read this carefully. When ETBs gain control of all dragons and tap all dragons forever. So if your opponent's playing dragons and you're playing dragons, extremely good card. Changelings, we take them all right here. And other dragon creatures you control have haste. So you take them, and then you untap them, and then you give them haste, and then you slap them with their own dragon. So like Niv Mizzet, if they have Niv on the battlefield, you play Karathas, take it, untap it, and then swing with it. Pretty sweet. Not an official dragon creature, but Dragon Tempest grants all dragons haste. Essentially, whenever a creature with flying ETBs gains haste under your control, of course. And then whenever a dragon enters a battlefield under your control, it deals X damage to target creature or player, where X is the number of dragons you control. So, one dragon deals 1 damage, 2 dragon deals 2 damage. So, bam. So, great dragons haste, or flying creatures haste. Like, I guess if my Birds of Paradise comes into play, it gets haste, but I can tap it. Does damage here. Again, if you have one of these out and you cast Tiamat, you can attack with it. Remember, Tiamat's a 7/7 commander. Oh, I forgot to say Tiamat 7/7. So 3 hits with Tiamat, then it'll kill somebody with commander damage. Then we have Scourge of Valkas, 2 red. Flying, of course, all these dragons have flying. Why am I only saying that? And it's essentially the same thing as a Dragon Tempest. Text deals X damage, X number of dragons, and then it can pump itself. So it's a pretty good dragon there. Deals some damage. Terror of the Peaks. I love this. This is definitely one of the dragons I'll grab right away because it's got flying, 5 mana value. Spells your opponent's cast to target it. Costs an additional 3 life to cast. Bam. So it deals damage off that. Then when another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Terror of the Peaks deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. So you got big fat dragons. Bam. You can just machine gun down your opponent's stuff. All right, more pain. Of course, Baleful Dragon. It's a 7 mana value dragon. Then when it deals combat damage to a player, it deals that much damage each creature that player can control. So you attack with it, deal 6 damage, and then deal 6 to all creatures. It's a powerful board wipe. Partial board wipe. Dracoseth. I love Dracoseth. Now this is a maybe one. I've decided on the fence about cutting this one, and it's a 7 mana value dragon. Most dragons are red. Whenever it attacks, it deals 4 damage to any target and 3 damage of up to 2 other targets. So 10 total damage divided between 3 targets. It could do 4 target to 1 person, 3 target to 2 other players. So very good. Kills some creatures. Kills 3 creatures possibly. I love Dracoseth, especially if it has haste right here with these 2 cards. Whew. More pain coming in. Atarka World Render, 7 mana value again. Again, these dragons are high mana value because we expect to cast Tiamat first. Ramp hard, cast Tiamat, get these dragons, play these dragons. I mean, sometimes you'll draw a dragon and play it before Tiamat, but usually the idea is Tiamat dragon. So you'll at least have 7 mana. So Atarka, Flying Trample. So whenever dragon you control attacks, it gains double strike. Insane. So this is a 6/4 double strike. A dragon that I play in a lot of non-dragon decks too. So beware your opponents. If your opponents are playing Steel Hellkite, you might be able to steal it with Karathas. So 6 mana value, all generic. Of course, it's flying. It's pump ability. You do have a lot of mana. You do have ability to pump. The cool part is right here. This text: destroy each non-land permanent with converted mana cost. So mana value X, whose controller was dealt combo damage by Steel Hellkite this turn. So you can wipe out a bunch of stuff in your opponent's battlefield and activate only once a turn. Another red dragon. So now instead of destroying dragons destroying permanents, dealing damage, here we're going to Value Town here. These are value dragons. Lithless Dragon Queen. So of course a little Dragon Queen here, 6 mana value. Whenever another non-token dragon ETBs, create a 5/5 red dragon token, and then she can pump all dragons for 1 or red. So it's kind of like the Dragon Tempest type deal. The more dragons you have, each time you play a dragon, it makes another dragon here. And then another dragon will trigger this. Will also trigger Terror of the Peaks. So remember your triggers, because a lot of things will happen as long as you have multiple dragons. Udvara Hellkite. I love this card. Card's so good because it multiplies so fast. So whenever a dragon you control attacks, create a 6/6 red dragon creature token with flying. So essentially, even when Udvara Hellkite's by itself, when it attacks, it makes a 6/6. Then next turn, if they both attack, it make 2 6/6s, so it kind of multiplies really, really fast. We have our commander of the Draconic Domination deck, the Dragon, of course. 9 mana value, insanely hefty. It does have an Eminence ability, which is, it's not in the command zone, but this could be your secondary commander. You could swap it out for Tiamat. I think Tiamat's better for this deck because this deck is really designed around tutoring your dragons, but we can still play Dragon if we want to power down our deck, even though Dragon is actually the more powerful commander, I believe. But as long as it's on the battlefield, other dragon spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. So it does a little dragon acceleration. But if you're at 9, if you cast this boy for 9, it's kind of hard to need that discount. But oh well. But the cool part is whenever one or more dragons you control attack, draw that many cards. So it's a good card draw engine. Then you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. Really good. 10/10 as well, by the way. Stats are very beefy. Get some cards, put some permanents, cheat on some mana. Very, very good. If you have haste, wow. A new dragon from Dungeons & Dragons, Adventures of the Forgotten Realm. Of course, 7 mana value. Old Gnawbone. It's a green, all green dragon. So far we had red dragons and a colorless dragon. They're all red in some way or not. This is all green. And then whenever creature you control deals combat damage to a player, create that many treasures. And it's also 7/7. So insane treasure generator right there. So that's why I included deck. For instance, if you have, let's say, Tiamat grabs Old Gnawbone, Dragon Lord Kalagon, and others. You play Dragon Lord Kalagon, they play Old Gnawbone, attack, get a bunch of treasures, and dump the rest of your hand into the battlefield. We have another dragon, Bladewing the Risen. When ETBs, you may turn target dragon permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield, so you can get dragons back. I wouldn't grab this with Tiamat unless I had a dragon in the graveyard, but this is really good because you can get one of these haste enablers and just attack with it right away. And then also has a dragon pump, dragon creatures you control, +1/+1 until end turn. Okay, a very special dragon. I love stealing my opponent's stuff, so I just couldn't resist. I believe Silumgar, the other Silumgar that does kind of like a Toxic Deluge, is a little bit better, but I love stealing stuff, so I couldn't resist. Flying Death Touch. This is a non-red dragon for blue-black, so 6 mana value. Whenever ETBs, gain control of target creature or planeswalker for as long as you control Dragon Lord Silumgar. It's really high value. I love stealing stuff. I couldn't resist. Again, if you want to have a more powerful deck, I would recommend the other Dragon Lord. We have another Dragon Lord Jamoka here, non-red one, 6 mana value total. It cannot be countered, which comes up sometimes. Flying Lifelink. The cool part is your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. Very good protection here. I love that clause, meaning that they just can't do anything surprising against you. They can still activate abilities and tap lands. Another protective dragon I like. Jamoka protects your turn. This one protects your dragons. Sign of Draco. I guess it protects your blue dragons, but gives your dragons keywords. 12 generic mana, wow. But the spell costs 2 less to cast for each basic land types among lands you control. Flying, of course, because it's dragon. Each creature you control has vigilance if it's white, hexproof if it's blue. So remember the blue dragons have hexproof. That's important. Lifelink if it's black. First strike if it's red. First striking dragons are very hard to kill. And trample if it's green. So it's very good right there. Those are our 16 dragons in the deck. Again, the dragons that I like to pick are Udvara Hellkite. If I didn't have any dragons in my hand at all, Sign of Draco is very cheap to cast. I would get one of those. Get that right away. Tutor that. Sign of Draco and Terror of the Peaks. I'll get a Haste Enabler. And then, Old Gnawbone's very good. So the idea is we kind of want to kill our Tiamat back to the command zone so we cast it again and get more things. So, what else do we get? I don't know. It depends on the situation, right? If you need to just destroy a bunch of things here, make a bunch of treasures, I would just get treasures if it's an empty board. I'd probably do something like that right here. Depends if you need to destroy some permanents, nasty permanents. Yeah, it just really depends on the situation. But let's say if we have an empty board all around, somebody just did a board wipe, I would probably get this mix here, because I believe if you do your mana right, you should be able to play Terror of the Peaks that turn, and then Sign of Draco and hit something for 4 damage. Or you could play, Dragon Lord Kalagon and then Sign of Draco, and next turn you play your Udvara Hellkite here, and then you attack with a bunch of dragons. With haste, make some more dragons. So it just depends on the situation. Anyways, back to the deck tech here. These are 16 dragons. And we're talking about ramp. This deck is ramp city. I mean, ramp, and more ramp. Let's go through ramp quickly since I spent so much time talking about dragons. We got Dragon Lord Servant. Dragon spells cost 1 less. We have Dragon Speaker Shaman, cost 2 less. So this is just specific dragon ramp only. We have Herald's Horn, cost 1 less, but you can maybe get a dragon card off your library. Remember, you don't have that many, so it's mostly for the dragon ramp. Then let's go through the ramp here. This is essentially right here. Where's all the ramp? This much ramp. Double and Mad Dragon creatures. You're playing also insane amount of lands. So you have Birds of Paradise, good ramp. New card, Ignoble Hierarch. Noble Hierarch. Dockside Extortionist. This is a higher power level deck. So I include Dockside Extortionist. I mean, we have an alternate commander, Golos. I mean, if we're playing 5 colors, we have to include Golos. Golos is such good. It gets a land and it has the Golos ability right there. So good. Farseek, get those triumphs. Nature's Lore, get some more triumphs. Rampant Growth, get some basics. 3 visits. Right here, get some more triumphs. Because this thing, 3 visits in Nature's Lore can get a force, which is probably a triumph usually most of the time. Cultivate. Kodama's Reach. I mean, we're going hard. We're playing all the 2 mana ramps. The Dockside Extortion is 1 mana ramp. Cultivate, Kodama's Reach. Then we have these 3. Sky Shall Claim. Gets 2 force cards. Puts them onto the battlefield. Then we have Ranger's Path. Get 2 force cards. Now, it doesn't say basic force. It's any force, including triumphs, shock lands. These put in tap. So it's not as good as Sky Shall Claim, Forest, and Hunting Wilds. More forest cards put in play tap. Like we're going hard. And then we have Artifact Ram. We got Jeweled Lotus. I mean, we want to play Tiamat as early as possible. We want to draw those cards. Jeweled Lotus gets us there. Mana Crypt. We're not playing around with Ram. We're playing Mana Crypt, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Fell Stone. Every 5-color deck should have Fell Stone because essentially produces almost all the colors. Arcane Signet, Chromatic Lantern, Chromatic Orrery. Now, this is also ramp because you pay 7 mana, you get 5 mana right away, and you spend mana as if it was any color. The cool part is you have Tiamat on the battlefield. You pay 5 tap, draw a card for each color among permanents you control. You draw 5. So it's good card draw. The Great Henge, you're playing big beefy creatures. This thing will probably cost green or 1 green. You know, and then gives you card draw, gives you ramp. Very good. Porch Bling White, Smothering Tithe gets you there. And Zendikar Resurgent. Double our mana, cast creature spells, draw a card. So that is our ramp package. That's a lot right there. I know we have other cards too. We do. Let's get to those other cards. So we have some removal. The best removal for dragons is Crux of Fate. 3 black, choose 1, destroy all dragon creatures, which you do not want to do unless you're facing against 3 dragon decks and you don't have dragons. The important part is destroy all non-dragon creatures. Destroy everybody else's creatures, and maybe some mana dorks, but this has to be an auto-including dragon decks. We are classic Swords of Plowshares, Assassin's Trophy, Anguish Unmaking. These two are very, very good catch-all removal. Cyclonic Rift. I mean, we're playing blue. We don't have that many blue cards, but we are playing blue. Cyclonic Rift, Toxic Deluge, and then we have Moldov face card Unknown Inversion. Again, can be played as a land. Can be played as a removal spell. Remember, we're ramping hard, so most times, I think 50%, I estimate this would be a removal spell. Again, this is one of the issues with sometimes playing a 5-color deck is you got access to the best cards in every color. Look at this. Swords, Assassin's Trophy, English Unmaking, Cyclonic Rift, Toxic Deluge. These are the best of the best. Blasphemous Act, that's the best of the best in red too. So those are our removal there. We have some protection for our creatures. Heroic Intervention, Teferi's Protection. The best of the best protection spells right there, just in case, things happen to us. Lightning Greaves. I mean, you can always play a Teferi's Protection and then, play Blasphemous Act and hold control of the stack. Or in response to your own Blasphemous Act, you would Teferi's Protection and save everything you have. Such a good card here. Lightning Greaves, good protection. We didn't have room for Swiftfoot Boots because, we were playing so much ramp, but we had room for Lightning Greaves. We got some powerful tutors, Demonic Tutor, Vampiric Tutor. So we're playing a powerful deck. I'm not gonna lie. And we have the new Esper Sentinel. We'll do some taxing with Ristic Study. The best of the best, right? Look at all this. Best of the best. Balged Recovery. I believe this is one of the best green cards that people are super underrating. It's super good. Every green deck is base green deck. 5-color decks are base green because they have so much ramp. Like as you see, all the ramp is green on this side right here. All the ramp is like super green. That's why every deck that has green in it is essentially primarily in green. I don't know why you wouldn't, but Battle Recovery is such good. Get anything back. Eerie Ultimatum. Now, you could play Ruinous Ultimatum, more destruction, but I want to try Eerie Ultimatum, get things back. I think it'd be fun. Then you have your mana base here. This is a deck that skews in red and green. Obviously green, as I said before, because of ramp, and red because of dragons. Sometimes you got to cast a bunch of dragons. So, we skewed our mana base with red and green in mind. We do have the rainbow mana base, good command tower here. Let's put these away real quick. We have our usual command tower, 5-color deck. This is the best land ever. Haven of the Spirit Dragon. It's a rainbow land for dragons. Path of Ancestry. ETB's tap, but it is a rainbow land. And lets you scry one when you cast a dragon. Exotic Orchard, like Felwar Stone. Very good in a 5-color deck. Get you most colors. Mana Confluence. Will get you all 5 colors if necessary. Just got to pay a life. The World Tree. If you have 6 more lands, you get the Chromatic Lantern ability. The second ability, we don't have any gods, unless you want to fetch Tiamat from your deck somehow, unless Tiamat gets in your deck and not in the command zone, but, it's still a good land. We have 7 fetch lands, basically all green and red fetch lands. So green fetch lands, red fetch lands there. Because again, we're based around green and red. We have all 5 triomes. Sorry, my Savai triome, don't have a regular one right now. I just got the full art. Oh well. I know, mismatching ones just bothered you, right? Triomes, we have 7 shocklands, all green and red shocklands. Right there. We have more green and red dual lands with basic land types for our Skystar Claim shenanigans. Yavimaya, make everything forest. Of course, more green stuff. Our utility lands, Bojuka Bog. Every deck that has black has Bojuka Bog, even Tiamat. Graveyard Hate. You gotta have it somewhere. Ancient Tomb, we're ramping hard. Reliquary Tower. Now, the only reason I would add this, and it does stress the mana base a bit, because I have a colorless land. Because when you play Tiamat, you do draw 5 cards, and 5 good cards, so you don't want to discard them. So you got Reliquary Tower, just hold on to them. And you got some forests and mountains, because this deck skews that way. Alright, that is our Tiamat deck. I'm going to shuffle off this deck and do a little gold fishing. Hopefully we can crush our opponents with all these cool dragons we got. Anyways, before I go though, before I finish gold fishing and shuffling, I want to remind you, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Smash the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already, but I hope you're a subscriber. Hit the notification bell to be alerted when I have new videos and everything. I have the deck list and TCG Player affiliate link in the description below. So if you want to click there, check the deck, help support my channel by shopping on TCG Player. It doesn't cost you anything. Help support channel, help me get my Tiamat faster. Anyways, I'm going to shuffle this deck, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back. So let's see what we got. We got turn 1 dice right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I've devised a way to have a turn 2 Tiamat. Of course, it requires Mana Crypt, Jeweled Lotus, etc., etc. But there's a will, there's a way, right? I think Mana Crypt, Soul Ring, all this such. Anyways, check out our opening hand. Got 3 lands, 2 pieces of acceleration, a cheap dragon, and a very expensive dragon. Okay, so 2 dragons. That's cool. We'll take it. Var Hellkite was one of the dragons I would tutor, but I don't have to anymore. Got it in my hand. So let's do it. Oh, that's another piece of ramp. Dragon Speaker Shaman. All right. Play Yavimaya first. It is green mana. Ignoble Hierarch. And because it's Ignoble Hierarch, not the other Hierarch, we could cast Dragon Speaker Shaman turn 2, and then cast Scourge of Valkus turn 3. Then we just slow down and don't do anything with, because this is one requires you to play other dragons. So I think playing Rampant Growth turn 2 is better, because you develop your mana faster. Okay, so turn 2. Cultivate. That's not Cultivate. Hunting Wilds. That's 1 turn 2 early. I wish I had Cultivate, because I could play a 3 mana ramp spell. But what we'll do here is we will play this. This taps a green, because Yavimaya will play Rampant Growth here. And then we'll just sack this, pay a life, sack this, and get like a triome. Play Rampant Growth. Rampant Growth and get us our... We don't need forest, because you got Yavimaya. Everything's a forest now. So Rampant Growth can get us basic lands. We only got 2 different land types, forest and mountains. So Rampant Growth will get us a mountain. And then we will get the Triumph, the non-mountain Triumph. Here, is there a Triumph that's not these two colors? No, we don't have an Esper Triumph, so we will get a, let's see what colors we need. Blue, and we have the Jun colors essentially, so we need blue and black. No, blue and white. Blue and white, and the Triumph. Which one's the blue-white Triumph? There is one. Here it is. Rukin Triumph. And it makes red. Bam. We'll get that Triumph there. And Scarring Triumph can get that Triumph because it's an island. Mountain plains. Okay. Basically, we want a non-force Triumph since we have that force grabber card thing. I forgot what it's called. Let's take a look in a momentarily. Turn 2 is really good here. You got Hunting Wilds. That's the thing we got. Okay, so turn 3. Turn 3 is looking very powerful here. We'll draw our card, Scion Draco. How many land types we got? We got all 5 land types. Scion costs 2 mana. That'd be pretty neat. We'll play this Verdant Catacombs here. What we'll do is we'll just go Ramp City hard, right? We'll just tap 4. Play Hunting Wilds. We're not going to kick it because we're not going to turn all force into 3/3s. We're going to search for 2 force cards. So what we'll do is we'll search for 2 forced Triumphs, essentially. Let's see, let's search for our Triumphs because they come into play. Do they come play untap? Put into play tapped. Okay. Only Sky Shuttle Claim comes into play. I wish it was this card because we could play Silent Draco like right away. We'll get this Triumph here. Here, and then we'll use our Verdant Catacombs. Crack that. We'll get this Triumph here. Then we'll get another Triumph, whichever one we find. We basically got all our mana. It's good to go. It's Gother and Doltha. I guess we'll get our Black Triumph because we have that triple black card, Eerie Ultimatum. So we'll get their Black Triumph out there. Okay. There we go. That was a sweet turn 3. We got 4 of our 5 Triumphs out, which is super, super sweet. What we want to do. Watch me shuffle here. Okay. So I think we got our Tiamat mana right here. Turn 4. Right there. Draw a card. Of course, unfortunately, we might have to discard. That's the problem. So do we want to discard? Turn 4. Fairy's Protection here. No land here. It's kind of unfortunate. Kind of wish it was land. So we do have 7 mana. Play Tiamat. We draw 5. We discard 3. So it doesn't really help our case. So let's just make things cheaper, right? Let's just play our Dragon Speaker Shaman. And guess what? Dragon spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. Silent Draco costs 2. So just put that on the battlefield for free. Let's see if we tapped our mana correctly here. Red Triumphs. Yes, we did. We'll play actually we'll keep this in our hand. We'll play Scourge of Valkus. And then, this is a take backsies, right? We'll play our Silent Draco. And then whenever dragon enters the battlefield, deals X damage to target creature or player. X is the number of dragons you control. 2 dragons, so we'll do 2 damage. So I guess you gotta be careful with your sequences with these dragons. Okay, then we'll pass. We hopefully draw a land here. Let's see here, turn 5. So we're doing really well with our dragon deck here. Super good. We just really want to land. Bam! Oh, Reliquary Tower. That's the perfect land. No, I did not stack the deck. If everybody's thinking that, I was just like really wanting to land. You guys saw me shuffle. Okay, that's a sweet land. All right, 2 less. Right, so this just costs Wooburg. So let's just get our Wooburg here. Green. Black. Remember, if you attack one of these guys, the Ignoble Hierarch has exalted. So green, black, white. No, green, red, white, blue, black. Here we go. Get our Tiamat out onto the battlefield. Ba-bam! Okay. We got Uvara Hellkite right here already, so see what we want. Dragon. So if you look here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can cast a 5-drop dragon. This is our 5-drop dragon. So, and we have Scion of Draco out. So now Tiamat has hexproof because of that. Let's search for some cool dragons. Here, Tarka. Maybe. Steel Hellkite. We cannot cast Steel Hellkite. I think our 5 CMC dragon is Scourge of Valkus. And remember, Scourge of Valkus will trigger this one. So this one will deal 3 damage because you have 3 dragons. And this one you get 5 dragons from your deck. And we don't have to discard because we have our Reliquary Tower. This is not a dragon. Where's all our dragons? Here we have this dragon. So we're just going to essentially pick a bunch of dragons out here. We don't have any dragons in our graveyard, so we don't need that dragon. Liftless. I like this dragon. I like Dragon Lord Silumgar. Terror of the Peaks. That's a 5 CMC dragon. Perfect. We're going to get that one. Definitely that dragon. Dragon Lord Kalagan. This dragon. I think I want to get... Since we could spare the extra mana, we'll get this dragon here. Karathas. Dracoseth. Definitely Dracoseth. Old Gnawbone to make tons of mana quickly. Here. This whenever your creature you control. So you can play Old Gnawbone, attack, and then make some treasures. So that might be the next dragon we play. Here. Baleful Dragon. Want our boards do some board wiping. I think... I really don't know what to do, because I think we can get tons of mana here. I think Old Gnawbone is definitely a good one, because we can attack with dragons, because we have some. Dragon creatures do we want? Silumgar. I love stealing stuff. Let's just do it. Those are our 5 dragons. Here. I forgot we do have another 5 CMC dragon as in Terror of the Peaks. Shuffle this up. Take our 5 dragons. Put it right into our hand of 7 cards. Didn't even need Reliquary Tower. So I have 6 dragons. Bam, I told you. Once you play Tiamat, your hand is super loaded with dragons. Right there, we will play red from this Triome. That's why I have a lot of red, because obviously a lot of dragons are red. Red, colorless, then 2 colorless discount here. We'll play Terror of the Peaks. Terror of the Peaks ETBs. I have 4 dragons, deals 4 damage. There we go. Sweet. See this? I'm still only turn 5 and I got 4 big dragons. Turn 6, let's play one more turn. This is super fun. I'm enjoying this. Got 4 Triomes, Reliquary Tower. Got a bunch of dragons. Let's put our acceleration right here. Dragons right here. Got a bunch of dragons here. Draw a card. Arid Mesa. Then get our last Triome, I believe. Yes. Ketro Triome. What's our last Triome? Ketro Savai. Yeah, it's one of those. It's hard to remember other names. Okay, so what do we play? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 regular mana and 2 reducers. So if we play Old Gnawbone, we could literally play the other ones super quick. Now, can we play these 2 at the same time, Old Gnawbone and the Haste Maker, so we get attack and get tons and tons of mana? Let's see here. So we will play, we'll tap this for green. Right, this for green, because I have Yavimaya. Actually, we'll just tap these 2 for green, because I have Yavimaya. Right, Old Gnawbone costs 7, so that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 afterwards. Oh, we should have got Kolagon. Dang it. You know, we should have got Kolagon, because our mana adds up to exactly Kolagon plus Old Gnawbone. That's okay, though. We can still play everything else afterwards. Or do we want to make Udvara Hellkite? It's so hard, right? We can make tons of mana, but if we do Udvara Hellkite, you make tons of tokens. So I think what we do is we'll play Udvara Hellkite and keep up Teferi's Protection. Because after we play this card, you know, yeah, let's do that. So we'll tap all this mana. We'll tap this for green from Yavimaya. We'll play Udvara Hellkite. Right here, we'll trigger Terror of Peaks, deal 6 damage to something, a blocker maybe. Remember, these guys have first strike, very hard to kill. Then now we have 5 dragons, Scourge of Valkus, we'll deal 5 damage. And then if we attack with our hypothetical dragons here, I guess real dragons, right? 4 dragons. Then whenever dragon you control attacks, create 6/6 red. So create create 4 dragons. Right here, 4 6/6s. Right there. We'll save Old Gnawbone for next turn. Right, so now we have Teferi's. Oh, we didn't tap right. We gotta tap correctly for Teferi's protection here. Oopsie. Now we have Teferi's protection up with exactly 3 mana here. Just in case anything happens, we'll just be like, okay, tap this. We will phase out. Nothing will happen to us. Next turn, we'll untap here. We'll take our turn 7. Here we'll draw our card. Mana Crypt. You know, why not? Then we have Mana Crypt. We can play Old Gnawbone right here. Mana Crypt attack with a bunch of stuff. Make tons of mana. Drop our entire board. And then go to town. Somehow we want to kill our own commander so we can get more dragons somehow. I don't know. Maybe just suicide our commander to something. Who knows? Anyways. And remember, you can do commander damage with Tiamat. Yep, this deck explodes really fast. Super fun. If you enjoy the deck tech, give the deck a thumbs up. Smash the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell to be alerted when I have new videos. Again, I have the deck list and TCG Player affiliate link in the description below. And as always, have a wonderful day.